Well, we've got our hands on yet another legendary Loomian. This one is actually Nymesis' counterpart, but is it gonna be as good as Nymesis? Let's find out. Okay then, hopping into the first battle, the first Nemesis that we're gonna be using is the Peace of Mind and Free Attack set. Okay, I'm just gonna lead off with Benoki. I'm gonna try and get some icicle traps down and maybe a banana split. That is a Pharaoh, which I should outspeed. The issue though is, if it has Peace of Mind, I'm only going to get icicle traps down, but then I guess I can hit it with a slap down, so I think we'll be fine. I'm going to go for icicle trap. Going to get a little bit greedy, see what they do, and it's into your soul. This is fine. Yeah, it can hit me with like a slap down or whatever, or more likely like Phantom Slash or something. Actually, Pep Jab also hits me super effective, and then it'll priority me to one-shot me from 1 health, so I think it's probably just worth going for Banana Split now. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Ollie just waits. I'm assuming they expected me to go for the Banana Split, so they didn't want to waste any energy, which honestly is very smart. If I just clicked my Brawler type move low, I could have done some decent damage, and then I still would have had my Clutch Plusher. So interesting, but honestly it worked out for them. Here low. This should just be the easiest switch into Nemesis. Your soul can't really do anything to me, although like slap down me, but I don't really care, so I'm gonna try and force a Peace of Mind and hope for the best. We have got power cost because I'm running 3 attacks, but if you're only running like 2 attacks, it's probably not worth it to run power cost, so you could probably just get away with Dark Essence. But that is a Pharaoh. I am definitely gonna outspeed it now. I'm at +1. I could probably go for another Peace of Mind depending if it's a range attacking one. If it's melee low, melee outburst is gonna chunk. So I'm just gonna start dealing damage. They go for the withdraw into Eclipse, I would assume. Yeah, I could have actually just gone for the Peace of Mind again, that would have been great. This isn't the end of the world though, because Eclipse is just gonna be back on neutral speed. So I should still outspeed it. And I have Jetstream, so I'm clicking Jetstream now. I'm still at +1, so I should be doing pretty good damage. Especially if I get a critical hit. And they went for Peace of Mind, oh my gosh. That is actually perfect, because that means I'm going to take 0 damage, let's go! I'll go for a Pepper Burst this time, because it'll... Okay, I was going to say, it didn't KO it. It hits twice. I thought for some reason it did the 2 hits, in that like one little animation that was shown, but I panicked a little bit. I used Pepper Burst low so it didn't waste as much energy. I get to save like what? I think it's 13 energy, so I mean, hey, I'll take it. Here, I still have enough energy for 1 Jetstream and another move. So yeah, I think I just go for Dark Surge. There's no way they have something else to take a Dark type move, right, and absorb it? I don't think they do. So hey, Ferglyph is down. Now, honestly, I think that Eclipse was probably like the most threatening thing that they had on their team. If I need to swap Nemesis out, I can just bring it back in on the Your Soul. Although, it looks like I don't really need to do that. I'm most likely going to get a Nemesis sweep here. Here's a Jetstream. If you have dodge, I'm going to cry. But you don't. See ya later. I am out of energy now, low, so gotta be a little bit careful. But yeah, I'm at full health. I think I'll be fine. Never mind, that is gonna really hurt. If this has Incinerate, I'm about to get hit with it. This is most likely gonna be Goggles, Fire Breath, Incinerate right now. I'm not trying to take that, I'm not gonna lie. But the best part is, I have Eliguana, so I kind of had wall it. We don't care about fire type moves because I resist it and I'm super tanky. Forgot about Fire Blast, Flare Blast, whatever it was. The burn kind of sucks though, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm super tanky. We just go for a Flash and Flee now then. They're most likely just going to switch, which is into Your Soul. So I mean, Eliguana does pretty good here. Every time that the Malevolwhack switches into the battle, I go Eliguana and I just click Flash and Flee to get damage. And because Your Soul's back on the field, I can go back into my Nemesis and get a free rest off. They're can't really stop me from doing this now. So don't mind if I do. Okay, there's my rest. I'm assuming slap down. Yeah, I'm gonna lose my power cost, but that really isn't that big of a deal. I could probably go for a nuller... what? Not a nuller rest. I could probably go for a peace of mind this turn and then just click Jetstream twice, but it's probably not really worth it. I don't think I need the +1. Even though I lost my damage increasing item, I mean, Nymesis has a pretty good range attack stat naturally. And I get to hit both of these Loomians for super effective, so I think we'll be fine. Although, we're about to find out. If we don't low, I mean, I don't think it matters. Although Malevo Wax is fairly bulky, which yeah, it does actually survive that. If I actually had my power cost, I think I would have KO'd it. But I mean, hey, I got what? 4 knockouts with Nymesis, and like 95% of the last one. I'll take that. I'll completely take that. That honestly went way better than I thought it was going to go. So yeah, Nymesis. Just a dark type version of Nymeris, which is a nuller, really good Loomian. I think the only like issue is for light type Loomians, like Nymeris has got to compete with some of like the big dogs like Chienta and Lantorch. Although Nymesis, yes, there's a lot of good dark type Loomians, but there isn't like any super threatening ones. Offensively, like defensively, you got like things like Lashent, but offensively, you got like what? Vesperato is the only thing that can come to my mind, but for a range attacker, can't really think of any other than like re-nerfed Dragodyne. That's about it, all I can think of right now. Okay, then next up, we're using the Goggles Nymesis. Okay, first things first then, let's lead off with Banokit, try and get some entry hazards set up. Although that is a Wabblisk, which means they are most likely going to go for their own layer of bars, but I brought Eliguan to this battle, so we should be good. Gotta watch out though, because they have got a Lashent, so it's just like a really easy switch in for them. But I think we'll be fine. I'm gonna go for Icicle Trap. Wabblisk could Driving Force me out, but I kinda doubt it. Nope, never mind. Never mind, that is exactly what they did. I mean, I could just switch right back into it. I mean, there isn't like any downside to doing that. I will go for the Flash and Flea load for a little bit of chip damage, you know? Actually, if I go Lashent right now, I'm gonna be a little bit mad. Okay, never mind. Although I'm gonna lose some Icicle Traps, which is kind of annoying, but it's fine. Flash and Flea, I'm gonna go into my Banokit now then. I kind of want to actually go Nymesis because I should outspeed it and I just ran it with a Jetstream. But I want my Banana Peel down. But if it's a Burner Periptodon, they'd get rid of it. So no, let's actually go Nymesis and threaten this Eruptodon straight out of here. Now, there's a couple of options we can go for. I can just go for Jetstream for big damage. I should just one-shot the Eruptodon. But if we have the Lashent, I could go for Pepper Burst, expecting it, and just to potentially one-shot it or two-shot it. But I'm going to go for Jetstream first. I'm not going to show all of my cards immediately, right? Although, it is the Lashent. Going to take a little bit of damage low from the Icicle Traps. And this should still do like a decent amount. I'll take a decent amount, okay? Here then, I'm going to go into Scampi. Yeah, they could go for Timberthrash. I don't think it's very likely. If anything, I feel like they're going to go for Slapdown. Which, yeah, we're going to lose our item, which is still fine. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with this, so I do not mind. I'm just going to go for Battrangram, which I'm actually really surprised I stayed in. Yes, I don't have my Drop of Youth, but I'm still going to really hit like a truck, especially if it's quad effective, so... Okay, Lashent is down. Which means I'm looking really good with my Nymesis because there's not really any switch-ins they have left. I'm pretty sure I can just click Jetstream and Dark Surge. Brawn Boost, okay. That's scary, but I have got Body Crash, so I'll do a lot of damage. Or just one-shot it. Scampi, chill man. I love you, but this is a Nymesis showcase. There's a Wabblisk. Oh no, oh no. Am I really just gonna click Body Crash again? I want to go into my Banner kit to get Banana Peel down, but I have a feeling they're gonna click Driving Force again. Oh, no. Maybe they're gonna click Deep Freeze here to try and get rid of the Scamper. Okay, got him. I can tank that, and now it's Banana Split time. I could also go for Rogue Assault, but I think it's unnecessary. Just get that down. Yes, we've seen like the majority of their team. I think the only like Loomians I've seen so far is the two that we've knocked out, Wobblisk and Eruptodon, which is most likely their Soul Bursts. But they most likely have another Loomian that is probably somewhat fast, so the Banana Peel may come in handy. Although I'm actually thinking about it, I don't really remember the rest of his team. I think he had a Tyrex on his team, and that's the only thing I remember, so maybe they don't? I don't know. Either way, here, I want to go Nymesis so bad, but I don't think it's a good idea. I really don't think this is a good idea, but I kind of want to test it. Now, the issue is, which one's actually going to do more damage? Pepper Burst is 70 power, doubled to 140, but it's super effective, whereas Dark Surge is 80, and then it gets increased by Stab, and Pitch Black. So 50% will take it to 120, and Stab... I think actually Dark Surge hits harder. I think Pepper Burst is only good for Lashants. I think. Also, this could potentially flinch. I two-shot it, damn. Not anymore, because it lost eluded me. But that's fine, because it did basically no damage. Okay. I think I can probably take a Deep Freeze, so I'm gonna be dumb. I'm clicking Dark Surge again. And I'm gonna hope I don't die, or I flinch. I'm just way better, man. What can I say? Just a better player. That is so unfortunate. But yeah, I think Nymesis now just cleans up. Nymesis is really, really scary. Like, it really, really is. Because, like, when you generally think of, like, Dark-type Loomians, I feel like the ones that come to mind is, like, the olden times, like, Eclipse, which is still really, really good, but it's a Dark and a Light type, so it's a little bit sketchy. But when you think about, like, normal, older Dark-type Loomians, I feel like you generally think of, like, the melee attackers, like Vesperatu, for example, so I don't know. Anyway, they did have another fast Loomian, Rancidar. Yeah, I just clicked Dark Surge. I don't see a problem with this. I have got Barter, but there's nothing really on their team that I want to click it against. I don't know why you click Peace of Mind, but I'm honestly not complaining. I will take it. Because, like, I don't want to give the Rancidar goggles or the Wobblisk goggles, because then they'll hit me harder. The Lashant I could have gave goggles, but they just sacrificed it. And the Bannoki, they also sacrificed it. And I'm pretty sure this is Soul Burst Eruptodon, so I can't even Barter it. It'll fail it since it's got the Soul Burst item. So yeah, Barter is pretty cool, but it's not going to be like super necessary every battle. I think you can replace this with Shrew Blast if you want to be like super specific about what coverage you have, but I don't think it's super necessary. I think the only type it will really hit for you is Ancient and Spirit type Loomians, I guess. That's about it. I kind of want to switch out so I can just hit it with a Jet Stream, but I feel like it's probably a waste, so I'm just going to go for another Dark Surge. Maybe one-shot it, probably not. If I flinch it, that'll be really, really funny, but I'm just going to try and get as much damage as possible, and I'll just pick it off with another Loomian. So let's see how much I do. Hopefully it's a pretty good amount. Oh, we're so close. We're so close. But I mean, hey, I'll take it. Nymesis is like super easy to use. I feel like it's actually a lot easier to use than Nimue, because they're both like very similar. Nymesis can... No, Nimue can flush and flee out, so that's like kind of cool, but in terms of like just a Peace of Mind free attack set, or just on a generally offensive Loomian, I think Nymesis takes the edge because we don't really like have that many weaknesses that are as common, I feel like, as Nimue, for example. Because when you think of like Nimue, you think, okay, like People are going to bring light types and metal types for things like used to be like Glissadia, and Land Torch is also threatening. So I mean, people are all like prepared for Nymeris in preparing for other Loomians, whereas Nymesis, I feel like people don't really like have too much counterplay, or at least from what I've seen so far. Anyway, Scampy, you've already done so much in this battle, so we might as well get you another KO. I will be taking that. That critical hit was not necessary. That really wasn't. Okay then, next up we're using the ability Impose, which I gotta say is pretty gimmicky, and I don't think I would really recommend it to that many people. It's not super good. Either way though, let's lead off with Banuki, try and get some traps down. That is a Cosmere, so hopefully they don't go for their own Ice Cold Trap, because I didn't bring my entry hazardal removal, and a lot of my team is weak to Ice Cold Traps. That is actually going to be really, really unfortunate. I'm just going to go for Ice Cold Trap low of my own, and then I'll hit them with a Banana Split. And peace of mind, okay, that is kind of sketchy. Not a big fan of that. Can you stop? I'm just going to go for... I guess I could actually go for Slap Down here, just to remove its held item, which is most likely going to be Milkshake. That tanked it so well. It hasn't got an item! No wonder why it tanked it so well. Why don't you have an item, man? That critical hit was pretty lucky that it happened now and not later, because it didn't matter. Yeah, now I'm going to go for the Banana Split low. Also just realized Gladiator isn't a regift Cosmere, although Banana Split can't be forced back onto me like that. It can be removed, but it can't be regifted. Here then, I can go into Nymesis. We gotta wait until the end of this turn to get burned, but the strategy basically is, this Nymesis is pretty bulky. It can still hit fairly decently hard, but the idea is to be like melee bulky. If they have a melee attacker, we can batter it after I've gotten the burn status already. I've got perks to stay healthy, and they've got double stab. But the idea is once I'm burnt, we can hard switch, we don't have a pivot move. This gimmicky strategy would turn very broken if Nymesis had a pivot option, so it's not going to happen. So we have to hard switch into either one of our vigorous users, which is Colossotrops, which is the main one, but I brought a Buzzlon because why not? Probably not a good idea though to have two vigorous users, and Nymesis, over half my team relies on this really gimmicky strategy. It's not super good if you're doing it like this. It really isn't. But either way, I'm going to go for a Dark Surge. I basically just have to like basically waste one turn just so I can get my burn. Although I got a critical hit, so I ain't complaining. Now luckily, okay, they actually critical hit me again, which is super unlucky. I might get lucky here. They might go for a Slumber. So I might be able to get my Buzzlon into the battle here for free. Or I could go for Perch here and try and waste the Cosmere's energy. Because I'm not going to get taken out super easily. I'll outspeed it. I can go for Perch. I think we'll be fine. And they actually do go for Slumber. So now is prime time to hard switch out. They don't have an item, so I know that they have to be asleep for 2 more turns now. So yeah, I'm going to go for the hard switch into Colossotrops or Buzzlon. They're both decent options. I think Colossotrops will just hit way harder low against a Cosmere Meatball form, which is super bulky as well. So the idea for this Colossotrops is we have Vigorous as our ability, which requires us to be burnt to give us a 50% damage increase. It will ignore the burns dropping our melee attack. And because we don't have to run the Volcanic Ash on Colossotrops, we can run any other damage increasing item. Which for this Colossotrops, I'm just running the Gloves, which is one of the strongest items in the game. And yep, I don't have Outbursts. Outburst is probably a fine option. I wanted Primal Slash since it's more spammable. And if I don't have as much energy like later on in the game, I don't have to worry about not being able to use it. Okay, that first Primal Slash did a lot. It's going to be close. Primal Slash might be able to pick up the KO from here, but it's going to be kind of close. I really don't know. Whew, we got it. And now that we have Banana Split on the field with Ice Cold Trap, The Asco Trap will basically break any clutch plushes that we don't really want to deal with, and weaken some of like the bulkier Loomians that are weak to Asco Trap. And the Banana Split will lower things speed for us, so we can outspeed a lot more things. Although Protagon yet is slower now, that is way too fast still though. It is way too fast, so they're obviously going to use a metal type move. I'm going to go into your snack. If I have Banana Split lower their speed and I baffle them, then I will definitely outspeed them. So I think that's actually what I'm going to do. So let's just hope oh my gosh, they missed. I'm not sure if Primal Slash would have killed though still, because it would have been resisted, but I'm getting a lot of Omega boosting, okay? But yeah, this will be fine. We can tank this fairly well. Get a nil. Don't you dare hit yourself, I swear. Oh, if I hit myself, it could have been game over. If I hit myself, it could have been game over right there and then. But yeah, now that the Protagon is at -2 speed, which is speed is basically cut in half, I can now outspeed it. So, what do I want to go for? I really wish I remember what their team was, because I don't know if they have an air-type Loomian. If they don't, Earthquake all the way. If they do, I guess I gotta go for Timberfresh. I think I'm just gonna go for Timberfresh. It should still KO Protagon. Nice. I'm gonna take a lot of recoil though, but I think that was on the safer side, just in case they have a air-type Loomian. Which, if they do, was it Nimue or was that a different battle? I don't remember. There's Land Torch. This is another really fast Loomian, so this is going to be like pretty troublesome. It could be a lot worse though. Actually, what are they even going to use? A fire type move? I probably don't live it because I'm running almost no bulk on this one because I'm running a lot of speeds. I kind of just want to click Timberfresh still, to be honest, because yeah, it's a Land Torch and it resists it, but it has no defenses. We probably just one-shot it too. I'm gonna click it. They do outspeed us. They go for Pyro, not Fire Breath. If it had Fire Breath, it would have KO'd me. So I got lucky on that regard, but I will take it. Now we're gonna try and figure out what their next Loomian is, because we are running out of options. I have a really fat tanky Loomian that can pivot for me, Nymesis, which is melee tanky and does decent damage, but if it's like a bad matchup, I got a hard switch, and Buzzalon, which is Buzzalon. So unless I get Vigorous boosted Buzzalon, I'm probably not really going to be doing much. So I'll hard switch into Nymesis here. Okay. I will outspeed the Novadeus. So maybe here I go for the Perch, hoping they click an Ice type move. That's actually kind of risky, because here's the thing. If I go for a Perch and I get burnt, if they click any move, honestly, I think my Buzzalon just dies. This is the hard part, like, I have to hard switch for my Buzzalon to get the Vigorous boosted with burn. So Buzzalon has to take a hit, but it's a Novadeus, so I don't know if I can do that. So I think I have to hard switch into your snack. But if I waited too late and I already got the burn, and then I switch into your snack, my your snack gets burnt. So it really is a double-edged sword, and it was Boiling Press, which maybe would have one-shot me anyway, even if I went for Perch. So yeah. I'm gonna go for Heartbreak here. I'm just gonna try and chip down the Novadeus, I guess. Buzzalon might be able to just to deal with it without the Vigorous if I can weaken it a little bit. But if it has a Draco Beam, I think your snack just dies without me getting any little chip damage. Okay, let's then go for Primal Slash, which I will live that. Glad it actually wasn't Draco Beam Lens, so I'll take my actually quite a decent amount of chip damage. I'll take it, and I get the daze. We love to see that. Now, I could actually try and half switch into my Nymesis here. I'm trying to think. I'm still trying to like figure out how I can get my Buzzalon burnt. If I have switched into Nymesis on the Primal Slash, yes, I take it, but then I have to take a Boiling Press. How do I waste Nova Deus's energy? Unless I switch on the Primal Slash, get burnt, switch out immediately into Buzzalon, and they hit themselves in Confusion or Daze, that's probably the only way I'm going to have that happen, so it's probably not worth it. I'll go for Shadow Sprint for more chip damage. Might as well try and go for as much as possible. And there's Primal again. Yeah. It's really, really difficult. Like, this strategy is probably best with, like, one Vigorous user. I'm being greedy and I decided to bring both because I haven't used Buzzlin in maybe a year. Maybe more than a year. It's probably more than a year. Here, Len, let's go. I guess we're just going to Buzzlin now. Yeah, I guess I have to go Buzzlin now. The issue is, what the heck do I click? I'm pretty sure Parasitize might be resisted. Baneful Bash is probably my strong... Actually, no, Nosedive is my strongest move, but I don't know if it's going to KO it from this range. So maybe I go Nymesis. I weaken it a little bit, okay. So let's go for the Dark Surge. Might get lucky. I've got the Daze chance and the Flinch chance on my side here. Come on. Damn it. I actually might live that low. Yeah. Actually, fairly well. I don't know if... I'm getting greedy. I'm getting greedy. I'm not sure if Buzzalon can actually take a hit low, so I'm going to try and waste all of the Nova Deus's energy. Boiling Press. They can use one more. Ooh, I can't go for a Nuller Perch either. Do I just send it into Buzzalon and just hope for the best? This is so dumb. This is so dumb. But I'm doing it. This is so dumb. It's a shame that they didn't hit themselves in Daze, although actually thinking about it, that means they wouldn't have wasted all of that energy, so maybe it was a good thing. Oh, I actually tanked that a lot better than I thought I would, honestly. I tanked that way better. Okay, let's go for a Baneful Bash. I'm not locked into one move on this Buzzalon because we're running Power Cuss, not a specialty item. So, yeah, the only issue with Power Cuss is that Parasitize, I think, is 69 energy. It's super expensive. No, it's Gargolem! I don't think I beat Gargolem. I think it's game over. No! No, it's game over, isn't it? Oh wait, I outspeed it. It has a clutch plus shit. Are you kidding me, man? Accelerate as well? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, here's the thing. If I did this in the opposite rotation, if I sent Buzzlon out against the Nova Deus first, weakened it, and then had Nymesis get rid of it, Nymesis would probably win him 1v1 against Gargolem, because I could out specially as well, batter it with Burn. Yeah, because I did it the reverse order, yeah, Nymesis is way too weak, I'm pretty sure. I was actually really close to putting a Quick Pounce on my Buzzlon as well, just in case I ran into a Clutch Plushie user, but I was hoping that the Esco Traps would deal with it for me, but unfortunately, they had 2 fire types to melt all of them, so yeah, I'm just gonna have to take my loss. I'm pretty sure I don't live. I'm pretty sure I don't. They actually recoil are so slow. I will take that as a tie. I'm pretty sure the game will automatically give them the win, because my Loomian fainted first, but I'm gonna take that as a tie. Yeah, this set is super gimmicky with the strategy. If you're actually gonna try and use it, I would probably only pair Nymesis up with one Vigorous user, which Colossotrops is generally the better one. It's got way more stronger coverage and better coverage, and we're also like pretty bulky. And typing-wise, we have a lot of like resistances and immunities compared to Buzzlon's being only pure bug, which isn't super great. So like Nymesis is weak to electric, weak to light. I was gonna say weak to ice, but Colossotrops is also weak to ice. But I mean, Colossotrops is immune to light, and then we quad resist electric. So the typing synergy is pretty good for Nymesis and Colossotrops. The issue is like the rest of the team. This obviously is like very like half-assed. I just threw together a team just to try and see, hey, what will work with Nymesis. Dino Kit is kind of nice with the banana split because Colostrops is super freaking slow, so kind of matches up kind of nice into that. But when it's like, okay, everything above like 100 base speed, I'm still not going to outspeed even if they're at -1. So yeah, I don't know if I would really recommend it, but it's still kind of fun. Okay then, now let's jump into the sets, starting off with the Peace of Mind and 3 attacks Nymesis, which we're running 200 speed TPs to be as fast as possible, then we have 200 range attack TPs to let us hit as hard as possible. The 76 energy TPs at level 50 will let us use 4 jet streams and 2 Peace of Minds, or 6 dark surges or pepper bursts, and we can switch one of those attacks out for 2 Peace of Minds. And then the 16 health and 8 melee defense TPs are leftovers. We don't want to put them all into health because we're weak to Ice Cold Trap, so we want our health value to be odd. For the personality, I'm running Nimble for more speed, but you could also run Smart if you want to hit harder instead. For the held item, I'm running Power Cuss to increase the damage of all of my moves, although you could switch this out for a nuller damage increasing item like an Essence or Shell. Then for the ability, we're running the secret ability, Pitch Black, which will increase the damage of all of our dark type moves by 50%. And then finally for the moves, we're running Dark Surge and Jet Stream as our strongest step options. Pepper Burst is a great coverage move to let us hit things like Lashent, and then we have Peace of Mind to let us set up. Although there are some other options that you could consider, like True Blast, Gust, Provoke, Hypnotize, or Perch. Next up, let's go over the Specialty Goggles set, which we're running 200 speed TPs to be as fast as possible. The 200 range attack TPs will then let us hit as hard as possible. The 64 energy TPs at level 50 will give us a total of 300 energy to use a good mixture of all of our moves since they all cost either 40 or 50 energy. And then the 36 health TPs are leftovers, but it does keep our health odd for Ice Cold Traps. For the personality, I would say Nimble is the best for this specific item, which is Specialty Goggles, which will increase our damage by 50%, but it will lock us into the first move that we click. Although I guess if you wanted to use Specialty Boots instead, you could switch to using Smart. Then for the ability, we're running the secret ability, Pitch Black, which will increase the damage of all of our dark type moves by 50%. And then finally for the moves, we're running Dark Surge and Jet Stream as our strongest step options. Pepper Burst is a great coverage option, and then we have Barter to let us hinder an opposing Loomian by giving it our goggles to lock them into a specific move. And last up is the Impose set, which we're running 192 health TPs and 200 melee defense TPs to let us be as melee bulky as possible, while also keeping our health odd for Ice Cold Traps. The 12 energy TPs at level 50 will let us use 4 jet streams, 1 barter and 1 dark surge, or 2 perches, 1 jet stream, 1 dark surge and 1 barter. And the 96 speed TPs will give us just enough speed to outspeed Nimble max speed Tyrex, and other threats like very brawny max speed Halvantic and everything else under that speed tier. For the personality, we're gonna go with Robust to give us even more melee bulk. Then for the held item, we're running Volcanic Ashes, which at the end of the turn will burn us, which we can batter onto a melee attacker to hinder it. Or we can also pair it up with our ability, which is Impose. This will let us pass status elements onto our ally Loomians, in our case, Burn. All we have to do is wait until Nymesis gets burnt while on the field, and then switch it out to one of our other Loomians, and the one that takes Nemesis's place will get past the status element, while Nymesis will heal itself of it. And then finally for the moves, we're running Dark Surge and Jet Stream as our stab options. Perch will let us remain as healthy as possible throughout the battle, and Barter will let us give the opponent our Volcanic Ashes item.